wild boars are spreading faster than ever, tearing through farms, forests, and ecosystems worldwide. In just a few minutes, you'll see why controlling these animals is one of the biggest challenges in wildlife management today. Wild boars are among the most successful invasive mammals in the modern world. Known scientifically as sus scrofa, they are found across multiple continents and are steadily expanding their range year after year. These animals are not just large members of the pig family. They represent one of the most challenging species for farmers, landowners, and wildlife managers to deal with. Their intelligence, adaptability, and rapid reproduction rate make them far more destructive than many realize. When we examine the spread of these animals across the United States, Europe, Asia, and even parts of Australia, the picture becomes clear. Wild boars have become a serious ecological and agricultural problem on a global scale. What makes wild boars stand out compared to many other invasive animals is the combination of physical strength and mental sharpness. They have acute hearing, which allows them to detect movement at long distances, even in complete darkness. Their sense of smell is among the most refined in the animal kingdom, enabling them to identify food sources buried underground or recognize the scent of predators and humans from hundreds of meters away. Unlike many animals that simply flee in the face of danger, wild boars use their memory and learned behaviors to adjust. They can recognize specific hunting locations, avoid areas where traps have been set, and even detect changes in human activity. This ability to alter their movement and feeding patterns allows them to survive in areas where other species would quickly decline. Another factor behind their success is their strong social structure. Wild boars usually travel in groups called sounders. These groups are often led by mature females and can range in size from small family units of 6 to 8 individuals to much larger groups exceeding 40 or 50 animals. Within these sounders, the animals work together, alerting each other to danger and shifting their activity to avoid human interference. If they sense hunting pressure in one area, they often adapt by becoming more nocturnal or by relocating their feeding routes entirely. This makes controlling their populations through traditional means much more difficult. Their reproductive capacity is another key reason why they are so hard to manage. A single sow can give birth twice a year. Producing litters that typically range between 4 and 12 piglets each time. Within just 6 to 8 months, those young animals are already capable of reproducing themselves. This exponential growth means that populations can double in size within a single year if left unchecked. Unlike some invasive species that face natural environmental limits, wild boars thrive in a wide range of habitats. From farmland to forests, from wetlands to dry bushland, they adapt to almost any environment, making them one of the most resilient animals on the planet. The destruction caused by wild boars extends beyond simply consuming crops. Their feeding style, known as rooting, involves digging through soil with their powerful snouts. This behavior disrupts irrigation systems, damages fences, destroys vegetation, and leads to soil erosion. The impact is not limited to farmland. Natural habitats are also altered when boars uproot plants, consume seeds, and destroy ground-nesting bird populations. Their constant movement and foraging activities change entire ecosystems, often displacing native species that cannot compete with the boar's aggressive feeding. In addition to environmental destruction, wild boars are carriers of several dangerous diseases. They can spread brucellosis, leptospirosis, tuberculosis, and African swine fever, all of which pose risks to livestock and, in some cases, to humans. The spread of African swine fever, for example, has had devastating economic consequences for pork industries in multiple countries. Billions of dollars can be lost if herds of domestic pigs become infected. Because wild boars move across large areas and come into contact with both livestock and wild animals, controlling the spread of these diseases is extremely difficult. The footage shown here demonstrates why hunting and population management are seen as necessary tools for addressing this problem. While other methods such as fencing, sterilization, or trapping may help reduce localized numbers, they are rarely enough to prevent long-term damage when entire sounders are active. A single night of activity by a group of 30 or 40 wild boars can wipe out months of hard work on a farm, leaving fields destroyed and irrigation systems broken beyond repair. Behaviorally, wild boars are unpredictable. Younger animals often scatter quickly when confronted, but older, more experienced individuals tend to act strategically. Some will freeze and remain still, blending into the environment. Others may circle around and attempt to escape by flanking hunters. Large males, particularly when cornered, can become aggressive and may charge directly, with sharp tusks that can tear through muscle and cause serious injuries. These animals are a genuine threat, not just to farmland and wildlife, but also to people. Many hunters and farmers have suffered injuries after underestimating the speed and aggression of a charging boar. The footage captured here shows efficient and clean population control. Each takedown represents more than just a hunting success. It is part of a larger effort to reduce the damage caused by these invasive animals. The speed and precision with which these wild boars are controlled reflects both the necessity and the challenge of the task. What may look like simple hunting is, in fact, part of ecological management on a scale few other species require. Wild boars are no longer considered traditional game animals in many regions. Instead, they are classified as invasive pests. This reclassification reflects the urgency of the problem and the need for regulated and ethical control measures. Hunting, when performed responsibly, becomes a critical tool for maintaining balance and protecting both agriculture and ecosystems. Without such control, the unchecked spread of wild boars would continue to escalate, with increasingly severe consequences. Despite all the destruction they cause, wild boars remain a species that commands respect. Their intelligence, adaptability, and resilience make them formidable opponents in the field. Farmers acknowledge their persistence, wildlife experts recognize their ecological impact, and hunters respect their survival instincts. They embody a unique balance of danger and resourcefulness that few other animals display. The challenge posed by wild boars is not one that will disappear anytime soon. Their ability to reproduce quickly, learn from encounters, and adapt to new conditions means that population management will remain a long-term necessity. The goal is not eradication, which is nearly impossible, but control. By keeping their numbers in check, protecting farmland, safeguarding native wildlife, and reducing the spread of disease, we can limit the damage and preserve ecological balance. Every encounter with wild boars is more than a hunt. It is an interaction with an animal that represents survival at its most determined. They will continue to adapt, continue to spread, and continue to challenge humans across multiple continents. The task at hand is to meet that challenge with knowledge, preparation, and persistence. If you find this video informative, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us continue producing content on wildlife management, ecological balance, and the ongoing efforts to protect natural and agricultural environments from invasive species such as the wild boar. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, smash the like, and share this video with your friends.